Hello there, Reject Nation. We're going to watch The Witcher, Episode 4 of Season 2. Guys, if you end up enjoying our reaction, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button. Also, subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified whenever our reaction for the next one is up. Full-length watch-alongs are you single with the time code or over at our Patreon page. Over there, we cover many shows with the same tier. You get the option for reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. Lastly, thank you to the boys at Prepper for helping us edit down these highlights. Must be nothing. What are we doing?
Hesitation will draw danger to you like fire. But trust the path you choose, and it will protect you. Even in darkness. As long as you listen.
I noticed they never have a cold breath. Do they film this in real snow? God damn, sir. You're getting messed up.
Put some snow on it.
I'm not going to hurt you.
What?
I'm going to Kaer Morhen. Is that where you're headed?
Interesting.
Let me look.
Geralt's just gonna behead her.
What did I tell you about talking to strangers?
You're a sorceress, like Yennefer.
Triss.
And a friend of Geralt's. You must be quite charitable.
Oh, you can learn that Yennefer's alive.
Yeah, his search was not in vain. Good elf is a dead elf. He even got graffiti in these times.
Stop fidgeting!
Why are they so freaking mean to elves, man?
Can't wait. Could I be escorted to an alley?
Yeah, well, if it can't wait, can it?
Thank you, sir.
Go on then. Relieve yourself.
Oh.
The elf scum.
Dick.
Prison didn't exactly do you any favors.
I have a mission to complete. We must get back to Sintra.
Sure, the Nilfgaardians will be thrilled to have me.
Those robes draw a lot of attention.
Proclaimed as Zintria, under Fringilla's leadership.
Fringilla.
It's funny how quickly people forget about you when you're no longer of use to them, isn't it?
Oh. How? No. Of course, now she's the elven mage. Great.
Oh man, they got out of here with no magic. They kind of look like the people in those photos, don't they?
I will not live in fear.
Nor would we ask you to. We only want to serve Redania as best we can.
Whoa!
Drink it.
I'm gonna kill him.
This happens every day.
Sintra is the point, Your Highness. We would never have taken it from Calanthe. But now,
Sintra could be ours.
if we're smart.
Ah, great. That's exactly where Yennefer's headed.
I don't like that.
Looks like a wraith.
And it looks like that dagger that they got in Kaer Morhen.
I like your dress.
Give it to me.
I like everything about you.
I brought it here for you. To help guide you.
To be your mom.
Come.
Let this hate crime happen.
Thought you could get away.
Ooh.
I had that covered!
Of course you did.
I would start running.
You should, like, get his armor and wear it
Surprised
around.
that did not draw more attention.
Oh, yeah. Literal shit.
We're safer down here than we are up there.
Oh, God.
The Sandpiper helped elves get to Zintria.
If you know a way to Sintra and help us, I can assure you your pick of land on our safe return.
Hope you're a man of your word.
All right, come on.
It appears you have some use after all.
Thankfully, men remain simple.
Yeah. No questions asked would have helped you. Oh no.
Let's go.
3PO.
I've never seen anything like it. But it did try to get her. Both of them did.
To do what?
I didn't let it live long enough to find out.
Should have asked it some questions.
If a mage has been involved, that component will glow. We'll know by morning.
In the meantime,
I'm sorry about Esther.
I'm sorry about Sodden.
tell him about Yennefer.
Those who died, I say their names at night when I lay down, so I don't forget.
She's not gonna say Yennefer.
Axel Raby.
God, we gotta go 13 names.
Agabad.
Stop.
Wait for it.
Damn it.
Stay with me tonight.
Aww.
I'm sorry.
You're ugly to me.
Friend zoned by a witcher.
I know. Oh my god, that close to finding out about Yennefer.
Humans built their world on top of our ruins.
Dude, humans suck.
We don't have the fight left anymore to start anew. The North have made sure of that. I'll borrow your hope then.
A man needs a dom.
No.
Oh, good.
Aw.
I knew it. He was in the water. Damn it. No,
Coward.
dude. Oh, they better save him.
No! No! He's gone!
Oh.
Now's your chance to prove yourself.
No.
We have to wait for the place to empty. And the Piper will take us to the boat.
The Sandpiper.
That's the one. He performs here every night.
Oh. Come on.
Please.
Come on.
Gentlemen, you have been the most beautiful.
Yeah. I was wondering.
Yes.
That
That's what I'm
dude.
talking
No word that I've written will make by the all the memory of
Huh? He doesn't seem to take in the applause as much anymore.
Getting an elf into Sintra won't be a problem. But it needs to be the right one. Someone malleable, distrustful, in all the right ways.
You.
No.
What?
No.
What?
Is that a flower in your hair, girl?
You never got my rucksack clean. Yeah, like you ever wash.
Oh, guys.
Aw.
She's excited. Come on.
You say you're mutants. That's why you don't understand what people feel. But the truth is, you're choosing to be ignorant arseholes, aren't you?
Lay it down, damn. Everyone has to write a letter to Ciri now.
I'm sorry.
My grandmother fought battles and wore dresses. You can do both.
Yeah, Geralt.
Stop reinforcing old gender stereotypes, Geralt.
But there is something strange.
Still a sight, like from a monolith.
How did two different monsters wind up with the same dust on them?
They came from the same place.
A monolith.
What are you not saying?
Mono what now?
I saw a monolith topple.
Oh.
Daughter of Chaos belongs to us. Turn your backs. Join the procession. There is only death here.
Serena.
When the Black Knight captured me, I was scared. I screamed. And that's when the monolith cracked and fell.
I doubled it. I really didn't mean to do it, Geralt. And if these monsters are my fault...
It's all right.
How would that have given birth to these monsters?
No idea. Unless just having the debris from it out in the atmosphere, and if they ingest it or something, or it gets on them.
Bard?
What are you doing here? And what fresh hell did you just crawl out of?
Sewer. What's your excuse?
Oh, a sewer. I always knew you were a blood-sucking, joyless...
You're the sandpiper.
What? No? Yes? No?
Why did you say that name?
I would not wish that fate on my worst enemy, and yes, you are firmly lodged in that category, it has to be said. And sooner or later they will come for anyone that they deem the other.
We leave Oxenfurt at nightfall. Plenty of time to take a bath before then. Just saying.
I wouldn't care how Yennefer smells.
You are important to me, Triss. You always will be.
Geralt, you're the big softy.
Validating people left and right.
I have a friend who studies monoliths. I can portal you to him.
There you go.
No shit. Oh my god.
Who the fuck are you?
It's the third scene where they ask him a question. Cuts away.
Cuts away, yeah. You're gonna find out a lot off screen.
Third scene this episode.
Papers for the transit, please.
Papers, absolutely, papers.
Ain't that the song with the
long-necked warriors with all their tools.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the tunes. My niece just loves them.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, bless her, bless yourself.
Oh, if you don't mind me saying so, that one, it's not your strongest.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah?
It's a bit complicated. It took me to the fourth verse to understand they were different times.
Oh, goody.
The bit when the lute player ends up with the warrior ladies.
Lovable lutenist.
Yeah. Didn't really ring true for me, I must say.
Is what we're watching his...
This whole...
You know, if you could write yourself a little song, if you could sing yourself whatever you please, but you can't.
No.
Or a dockside scapegrace, a quarling.
What have you done, Jaskier?
Oh, yeah.
I'll distract him. You take them onto the boat.
Like hell, I'm not going to fucking Sintra without you. My head will roll before I step through the gate.
Redemption.
None of us will get to Sintra if I don't do something.
Oh, homeboy's already got you.
This ship's not going anywhere till I check your papers. Understand?
Fuck the North.
What did you say?
Fuck the North.
Come again.
Shout it.
Fuck the North!
Whoa,
Oh, no.
dude, you're going to die.
Fuck the elves.
Oh.
We need to go now.
Oh, damn. That was not a heroic sacrifice feeling. That sucks. Poor guy.
Oh, something not right with those bones.
Is that where she bled?
I think it might be, yeah.
Tell me what I'm looking at here.
Fanewood. This only grows where elder blood has been spilt.
Yep.
Oh.
There are legends. That elder blood was one of the key ingredients in the creation of the first Witcher mutagens. Not another Witcher has been created since. Destiny has given us a gift.
Oh, Ciri.
Ciri.
We need to harvest her blood ASAP.
All of us, would be dead without you.
No.
I'm Dara.
Wow, look at that hair.
Yennefer, what are you doing? Yennefer!
If you harm one hair on Yaskir's head.
Oh, what the shit?
Damn it.
I didn't realize we were close to ending the episode. How hard is it for Triss to say one thing, just one sentence? Yennefer is alive.
Instead of wait for me to get through all 12, 13 of these names so that I can reveal to you that what's the one I'm not going to say?
She must know that in some way they had something, right? Was there something there? I don't know. I don't think she might not know. She probably held out because she was trying to get in Geralt's bed.
That's right.
That cockroach rat infested Witcher bed of his.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a warm one.
Ah, man. That's too bad. I feel sorry for her, man.
I do too.
Have all those burn marks all over her to feel scarred like that. But I think the connection and the vulnerability that they've been drawing for Geralt has been really strong for this show. It's been just enough. They haven't been overdoing it where it feels like we've done a big character rewrite on the guy. Like you see him naturally becoming more expressive and more open with the way he thinks and feels about things, but still choosing the right moments to be completely reserved. I think that's really strong stuff. And yeah, what they've been doing with Ciri of just amping, because it's like we haven't really known what her ultimate destiny plan is, and we still don't quite know what it is, but there's been so much emphasis on destiny in regards to her plot line, and now we're getting a better sense of what that might all entail. And, you know, like her creation of destroying that monolith, that was the first episode, right? Right? Then when she was running away from the Black Knight, the guy here who's with Yennefer, that was the first episode. And then when the ground split,
yeah, she screams out and leaves that like scorch mark.
Yeah. I think that's what they're referring to in destroying the monolith, and how that gave birth to. But why would that? Would the monsters seem to be like so close to where they are?
Well, yeah, and it seems, at least as he describes it, it seems like they're targeting her specifically. Like she was drawn to them, they were drawn to her. So at least right now, it seems as though whatever, you know, moment that was where she broke the monolith and, you know, whatever that effect had somehow, you know, links in a telepathic way or something. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that still I think needs to be explained, but maybe it's that there's particulate from it out into the world, and you never know what effect that'll have.
And it could create more Witchers, apparently.
Yeah.
That's cool. Her blood is so significant.
Just gotta bleed her out, man.
Just gotta bleed her out as much as possible.
Just like put her in a room, just like get her on a machine, just always be extracting blood.
I mean, they don't need much blood. Like the tiny bits of blood that shed on the ground seem to produce life. So that's cool. Yeah, it's a neat path here. I think even characters like Trissa, who I didn't really care for in the last season, I like a lot more here. This path that they're headed on, they're going to Sintra too, right? Because they have to go to Sintra to see the monolith. We are on the same linear timeline. I like how we got all meta. That's the theme in the last few years, isn't it?
Oh, everything has to be meta now.
Meta. And
it's finally come back.
We got meta with Jaskir's song when he was encountering that guard. It just makes you go, is every story we're watching just told from his point? Like, this is his perspective in some way.
Yeah. The whole show is through
the whole
his
show.
lens.
The whole show is we're gonna cut away the final episode. He's just like telling a story, and you realize this is all Jaskier's story the entire time. We've been watching it through his narration
Historian of the continent.
Yes.
Or he made it all up.
It's interesting because this season I've been getting Two Towers meets Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End vibes.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
It's been the kind of the tonal links that I've been seeing here, and I think it's really neat what they've been doing Yennefer too, of stripping her from her magic and bringing her back to just being a human. Just the life experiences they throw that actress's way, whose name I still don't know, but the experiences they throw her way are so strong. They give her so much context to work with, and I am starting to warm up to the former baddie.
Oh, yes. Kahir. I think his name is. Yeah.
I don't know if I could trust him yet. He makes a lot of promises, and I'm like, let's see if you fall through with all that shit.
Yeah, once we get to Central, we'll see. But for right now, I am enjoying their uneasy alliance, and I thought that scene in the sewers was a nice sort of. I mean, you know, it's there obviously partly to set up that guy's sacrifice later on because he feels guilty.
Yeah.
But I like that you, especially in a moment like that, can peer around and be like, okay, well, what is everyone's motivation? What side is everybody on? Yennefer's trying to do the right thing. Kahir clearly wants to follow the other guy, but then he at least sticks around to save her. So yeah, it's just like an interesting little toppling of the motivational dominoes. It's like, this guy doesn't mean much to us, and she's just trying to save him just because.
True, yeah.
And, you know, Yennefer is valuable to him in some way. And so, yeah, just like watching their interplay through things like that and watching as they potentially start to grow a bond, I think is a nice dramatic device, because it gives Yennefer somewhat of an ally to open up to before we get to Jaskier, or to at least form some kind of bond with. And then, you know, we can also sort of, what am I trying to say? It gives her, that means of opening up, but also, you know, a piece of stakes now as something to kind of wonder about as we head into the next episode. Yeah.
I like the way their bond had formed a lot. Watching how the last time we were with Jaskier and seeing just how heartbroken he was over those events, and to see a guy who thrived off of the tension, and, you know, was very narcissistic, but you could tell there was heart underneath, and now it's kind of flipped where he's become a lot more bitter and cynical towards life, and he doesn't really care for the luxury of fame as much. Like, even when he was finishing his song, you could see him reliving the pain and being thrown off by the applause, like getting lost in the memory. It's like the sheen of it all is just this something that he can see past now and doesn't buy into any of it. So much to the point where he messes up the plan and gets so provoked. Can't deal with YouTube comments, apparently.
I'm like, dude, you should be lucky enough that people are gathering around to hear you, because these days it might be worse.
He couldn't accept the criticisms of Witcher Season 1. That's essentially what happened.
Yep.
This was the writers speaking through the voice of Jaskier.
Yeah,
guys.
guys.
They all found themselves reflected within
Don't think
him.
we didn't hear you.
Oh, they know. They know. I like the timeline stuff. I thought that made part of the fun of the show.
Yeah. Well, and I think we had an easier time with it. Given that, people were like, okay, you gotta know there's some timeline stuff, but also just watching all of these in such a tight succession, too.
Very true. But yeah, watching their bond and how that shifted, of how they're two very different people, has led to a place where they can understand each other now. And this whole thing with the elves, like they really explored that to a certain extent in the first season. You get more knowledge of, like, they elaborate upon it more within Nightmare of the Wolf, and then here they really feel like they're the underdogs, and it sucks because they are this all stems from them, like with magic and everything, and then now to watch just how poorly treated they are, it's this like segregation. Almost makes you think of like America and Native Americans, you know?
Or anybody deem, and they even say it like overtly in the text, anybody who becomes the other to your, mainstream society.
It's such a harrowing situation for them to be thrusted into.
Yeah.
I wish we learned what that creature was in the sewers.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that was the thing they like planted there, and then
Kraken Jr.
Felt like it didn't get much of a payoff to it. I mean, yeah, the person died, and then it's set up for that person to come back later to sacrifice, which I'm glad they got a little bit of a redemption moment in there.
Mm-hmm. And it's also a moment where you're like, creature, but there's no Geralt. So, like, you know, this might be hairier than normal. But yeah, at the same time, it'd be like, what is that?
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like, yeah, I wish we could see more or know more, but at the same time, I do appreciate that it makes the world feel that much more like, oh, there aren't just creatures like in the woods or in a cave somewhere. Like, you might run afoul of one, you know, in a civilized, populated area, too. So then it fills out the world a little bit. But it does also seem like a pretty significant creature. It's like, you know, kraken octopus thing
that just lurks about this city.
Just like lives in the sewer, waits for people. Yeah, I'm like, how many people are coming through here that you get to eat? How have you lived all this time?
I wonder if they are banished. You know when the witches are turned into eels or something? I wonder if it's something like that. They lurk there in the sewers now.
Yeah, to fuel somebody else's magical whatnot. Maybe.
Yeah, because I didn't really understand the emotional or how that really drove the narrative forward.
Mm-hmm.
I know it seems like I'm honing in on a really small thing. Because I'm like, do we really need that deaf guy to die? To have that scene where that dude does sacrifice, like how much of that do we really need? Like I feel like there still could have been someone who does, but I guess you needed someone to propel themselves forward for the sacrifice.
Yeah, and I think it also
Jaskier just controlled his temper a little bit.
Yeah. Well, there's that, and I guess it's also like, you know, I took it partly as to playing off that moment at the very end when Yennefer's like, well, now I gotta go back for you. I think that scene boils down to the line of, he would have done the same thing, and you're like, I don't know if he would, man. And then also now we gotta watch as everybody else has to kind of reckon with, am I the one who's gonna leave somebody and just run off and save my own skin? And it's like, you know, Caer is the one in that ending scene who's like, no, we don't have time for this, come on.
I mean, I think Yennefer would. Especially because like Jaskier got them on the boat.
Yeah, I think she would go back. Yeah, but it's that debate of like, she has every reason not to, theoretically, because he's just risked a whole bunch to get her in there in the first place.
Yeah.
Now she's gonna have to go out and make the risk to get him safe in some fashion. But yeah,
I mean, you make good points. Yeah.
So I think it thematically bounces off of the other stuff.
I mean, I disagree with you. I'm not open-minded to hearing a perspective to make me understand something.
That's a good discussion. Let's just wait.
that gets more comments and clicks, right? Yeah, let's argue.
Let's get everybody else mad at the comments too. Engagement.
Make me the target. Engagement.
Yeah. Come at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then Ciri is an elder.
It's funny how this was the fourth episode, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they acknowledged the events of the fourth episode. That was like when they brought it back. Like, I didn't know about the timelines of the fourth episode.
Yes.
Like, so this even works on that meta angle.
Yeah, it's a nice mirror. And two, I mean, well done in the build-up. It's like, I've been missing Jaskier, but when he shows up, I wasn't really thinking about it, so it makes it that much more rewarding. Like, oh yes, he's back.
Yeah.
Time has passed. He's a little bit different now. But yeah.
And solid stuff.
Yeah.
There's a bleak realism to this magical world this time around.
Yeah.
Which is why I think of like Two Towers and the third Pirates movie.
Oh yeah, and there's that whole thing where that roided out guy like stops the confusingly named Vizimir from being poisoned, and then he's like talking back and forth with the owl, and like that's one of those scenes that's very mystical because he seems to know that this owl has an ability to perceive him and carry messages or whatever. But it's just this guy talking to himself essentially about all this craziness around him. They're really good at that throughout this. Is like, especially I think we've commented, like the second season seems to have even more just fantasy and magic apparent around the margins, or at least kind of used in each episode to some extent, but they're really good at making it feel like it's a tangible part of this world.
Yeah.
I
would agree with that. All right, guys. Well, There's only 8 episodes?
8 episodes.
Almost done.
Halfway.
Almost done.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about The Witcher Season 2, Episode 4? Leave your thoughts down below. Only 4 more to go.
Yeah.
Then the journey's done forever.
No more Witchers.
No more Witcher.
Not for another 3 or 4 years.
I hear there's a spin-off in the works.
Oh, good. And a prequel and a cartoon. It works for everybody doing that. It's always gonna be good. It's not gonna be canceled.
This worked
before
out
it
well.
airs.
Let's spin off the shit out of
People
this.
love this. Let's dilute it, make up some shit, and have another show.
But to be fair, the Witcher world has always been very rich.
That's true.
There were many a book series and a video game before.
That's true.
Yeah.
We'll see how the
If it was
the
just
origins
the
of-
show, then we would have a problem.
Well, but I'm sitting here going, we'll see how this Game of Thrones prequel shit goes, because I don't have the biggest great expectations for that. But you know.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And there's already been one Game of Thrones prequel that's been canceled before it even aired, and then I don't know. I'm rooting for The Witcher stuff to be great, because I think The Witcher itself is great.
All right, guys, leave your thoughts down below. Hey, hit that like button. We'll catch you guys soon.